YouTube, welcome back to another episode of the Embercast, episode number 3. I just wanted to say the first 7 minutes of this recording, I don't know what happened to the audio. It was basically unusable. So I've cut it to where the audio is usable. I really don't know what happened. I'm sorry about that, guys. But yeah, I mean, it's like 7 minutes in and it works fine. So sorry about that, guys. But I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the episode. And yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching.
So different. They don't synergize with the other ones and they detract from your experience. So if they have like 15 different mechanics, only 10 of them may work with each other. So if there's a rotation of 10 mechanics each season that modify your gameplay, that'd be pretty cool.
It makes the game always feel fresh, I think. Like that's a good thing.
You load in one season and it's like, all right, I got these mechanics. Also, I think it just gives room for like, okay, you know, like for lack of a better way to put it, sometimes it feels like the drops across the mechanics might end up being too diluted because it's like, oh well, so like doing Frozen Canvas, for example, this season, it's like Frozen Canvas drops pretty much nothing besides the supports. Yeah, and it's because like, well, it's got to leave room for everything else.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like there's like a possibility for some form of like maybe not full consolidation, but just like, you know.
Yeah.
I think there's just a way to make it that way. If the league mechanic sucks, the game still feels fresh and you still want to play the game.
Yeah. Like, there is always the intrinsic downside. Like I'm gonna probably be depressed the first season that Twilight Nightmare's not in. That does beg the interesting question of like, what are they gonna do about like seasonal pets in that environment? Because
it'd be like Corgi, I guess.
You just have a season. Yeah, let's say just a season where your pet's just like, yep, that pet doesn't do anything. I mean,
yeah, I guess.
Maybe the worst outcome.
Total to over 80. The aim is for almost every core active skill in the game to have dedicated supports. Also, any future skills will launch with theirs too. Let's take a quick look at a few of the new ones. For Sparkle, equipping the support skill Magnetic Field adds chain lightning that pulls enemies towards the projectile.
This looks pretty cool.
Mark Rain of Arrows gets Hyper Blast. If you have Fixate up, a critical strike applies a mark. It detonates after a delay, dealing percentage life damage based on the skill's total damage during that cast.
The addition to true damage is interesting too.
Hunting Abomination is back and reworked. Its Hunting Terror now deals on-hit damage and expands. New supports. Hail Mary changes the multi-hit batter damage into one big hit. Feud ramps damage based on enemies killed. Lightning Beam. Ever feel like Lightning Beam's lightning orbs generate too slowly? Equip Aftershock, and a new lightning orb will spawn instantly when the previous one expires, ensuring constant uptime.
That's pretty cool.
This with reverberation, and the orbs generated by Aftershock won't count.
I kind of want to play that now.
I know, yeah, I'm looking at
it
this.
Just looks
this looks really interesting.
Yeah, like it just looks cool.
Savage Charge. Tired of
almost like a minion
Savage
build.
Charge just to trigger Demolisher? The new Raid support skill offers a much smoother experience.
That Wraith is usually like Focus Slash or whatever. Hold up.
Have a Demolisher charge ready. Savage Charge will automatically unleash a Demolisher effect straight ahead without players needing to stop channeling.
That's pretty cool.
Finally,
what is this?
Reflection opens up interesting positioning options for builds. When players
that would give me a headache in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, you could just like turn down the transparency of the effect, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I'm not gonna lie, that might be what I play.
So you can actually see this. What did I die to? I don't know.
Progression stalls before you're ready for a profound time arcade. To smooth this out, we're adding.
Wait, I'm gonna go back so I can hear what he said here.
Firing in the exact opposite direction. Next up, new legendaries. We've seen the feedback about the difficulty jump around Time Arc 8. You can feel like a wall where progression stalls before you're ready for a profound time arcade.
This is true.
To smooth this out, we're adding new legendary gear. Some potentially tagged as matchless, specifically tuned for this part of the game. These items are designed to give you more build-enabling power and options.
This music is really annoying here.
Awkward phase into endgame. The Destiny system is also getting expanded this season. We've added new fates and kismets focusing on several key areas, including erosion damage, restoration skills, negative effect resistance, and projectiles, opening up even more options for player builds. For example, restoration skills that might have been overlooked in the past could find new viability thanks to some powerful kismets. Check out the Kismet Creek. It allows equipped restoration skills to gain 1 charging progress every second automatically, and it increases your movement speed while the skill is active. Imagine the potential if players manage to stack a few effects like that. It could significantly boost the uptime of your restoration skills. Or take a look at the dual Kismet Unholy Grail. This one grants players multiple layers of random blessings whenever you cast a skill, and it significantly speeds up the recovery of your restoration skills, letting you use them more often. There's also Kismet Star Trail. This one buffs all micro fates on its specific pack branch. This adds another optimization layer for players who like digging into systems interactions to maximize their setup.
Wow, the music just got so...
Yeah, I know. The music's been kind of annoying me a little bit.
Okay.
Can't hear him talk.
First, let's go over hero balancing. We went over player feedback and we decided to address some traits that felt weaker in early and mid game. So let's take a quick look at some of the key changes coming this season. First, Rosa's trait High Court Chariot sees adjustments. Her early and mid-game trait nodes have been strengthened for a smoother start. We've also added a new damage-focused trait node, Divine Intervention.
Yeah, you can run it back on Rosa, right?
Furthermore, the trait node taking risks has been completely reworked. Now, it allows players to continuously channel the trait skill. While channeling, the Holy Domain follows the player and doesn't consume murderous.
Wait, okay, but like it's actually playable now.
Channel stacks will
Yeah.
also apply corresponding
It's
Wait, this is like actually playable now. It's like RF.
increasing the damage they take.
It's gonna make Sinol happy.
Wait, I actually really want to play that.
Salsa.
Upheaval at level 45 for more offense. Level 75 Space-Time Curse is replaced by Space-Time Expansion. This increases duration for Twisted Space-Time, Space-Time Turbulence, and makes enemies in Turbulence count as being in Twisted Space-Time. This fixes anti-synergy with Space-Time Pause, which lowers the
Wait, Rose is actually playable.
damage, giving Yoga more
Yeah, Rosa's actually
Dude, I care about
playable.
you could choose, you could
commander
too.
model.
Oh.
We know players want self-destruct minion builds, but they often rely heavily on activation mediums.
Mhm,
To help, we adjusted the level 75 node Fuel War with War to auto-trigger your main skill periodically. Better gameplay feel, less reliance on activation
Free
mediums,
perpetual motion,
offering
anyone?
a new way to manage minion
Alrighty,
that
Boom Moto
balances
enthusiast.
power
Does this fix
and
Boom
convenience.
Moto?
Yeah, as a Boom Motor enthusiast, what do we think on this?
On the patch notes, you'll see another change, which is a change to the core skill, which is switching out a different one. So previously it was 0.2% additional damage per 1 max life of the minion. Now the base skill is 20% additional damage. So it's 1,000 times better, which, you know,
Playable?
helps early game, and then that free perpetual motion.
Playable? Playable?
Very playable, yes.
This is just
Yo, Boom Moto
Hero
return.
traits are getting adjusted, whether those are minor tweaks or maybe some even more major adjustments. These are all going to be finalized and public in the upcoming Blue Bible, our patch notes. So please stay tuned for that. We're also making some additional changes, which are mostly focused on, improving how combat feels, the core gameplay, mapping, and so on and so forth. So let's take a quick look at some of them.
Standing still.
First, we want to increase the competitiveness of builds which do not rely on auto-casting. To give players more active playstyle options, we're introducing new support skills and core affixes. For example, the support skill Willpower grants a buff that significantly increases your damage when you use a skill, but you lose all stacks on the buff if you move, rewarding stationary casting. Projectiles have also received some improvements this season.
Oh?
We've greatly increased the upper limit for projectile speed, which should improve the release feel and overall map clearing experience for builds using them. Additionally, the flight distance of projectiles will now be primarily affected by the projectile range attribute, rather than projectile duration. Builds using two-handed weapons
they
are
included
getting more
Nimbus.
dedicated support. We've added
Ooh.
related base affixes, craft affixes, and other components. There's also a new pair of legendary gloves, Death's Touch, designed to further increase two-handed weapon damage. Players
You wanna highlight it or not?
develop builds focusing on two-handed
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
attacks
Yeah,
speed,
hold on. I
and
want to read
criticals.
this. Hold on.
That's kind of
Surprised at
fucking
this
crazy.
point.
Does that say minus 200 base crit? That says minus 200, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, this is still ridiculous. I just needed to make sure it wasn't plus 200, and it was. I was like, surely there's some take somewhere here because this is
I think there's.
wow.
Can't remember what it is, but there's another legendary Stray Bird, which is basically Nimbus from PoE,
Oh
which
lord,
makes your projectiles return and deal damage again.
we get to the the patch. There's a lot of two-handed stuff in there. They showed that makes it look like two-handers might be back on the table. There's some
Yeah.
there's some shit.
That's specifically mentioned in the patch notes that two-handed weapons are not used enough. So
Yeah.
These are crazy close.
Strike. We hope this enriches the playability of attack builds and reduces the feeling that choices for core items are too limited. Next up, slower skills. While changes to the damage cap system last season helped many skills, some inherently slower skills like Lightning Storm and Hammer of Ash still struggle due to their core design. This season we've buffed their base damage to make them more viable options if you like that kind of playstyle. Next up, Erosion 2.0. Something that many of you have asked about is new mechanics for erosion.
It's music.
In previous seasons, builds focusing on erosion damage typically center around persistent or wilt effects, as direct erosion on hit damage often felt too weak. In the new season, we're introducing a core mechanic to bolster on-hit erosion, deterioration. Deterioration is a negative status applied by erosion on hit damage. It lasts for a set duration, and when it expires, it deals a percentage of the triggering hit's erosion damage as true damage. Naturally, we've added supporting skills, talents, and gear related to deterioration. For example, players can choose builds that shorten the deterioration duration for rapid multi-stage bursts of damage, or to extend the duration, causing the damage to trigger periodically throughout. For example, players can choose builds that shorten the deterioration duration for rapid, multi-stage bursts of damage.
That's a statement. Deterioration duration.
Causing the true damage
Deterioration duration.
with more triggers, resulting in higher total damage. We hope these changes provide players with more viable erosion builds to explore. Explosion effects are also getting a full overhaul. We know the old effects felt a bit underwhelming for how strong explosions can be. We've redone the visuals and sound effects with unique looks and sounds for 5 different explosion types. The damage and area of effect for explosions have also been adjusted accordingly. The goal? To make explosions look and feel as impactful and satisfying as they should be, leading to a better overall map clearing experience for players who are using them. Finally, let's talk some crafting quality of life. Introducing the brand new gear imprint system. We all know the pain. You craft amazing mods onto an item, but the base has bad in place.
Brand new, previously used legendary crafting, but on gear.
Base affixes. You know, because that's what you could afford early on. And then what? Recrafting is insanely expensive.
Yeah, this is just one of the old legendary crafting systems. You're right.
How it works. You need your primary item with a good crafted mods but bad base, the so-called imprint material. You also need another item of the same exact base type that does have the desired base affixes, the imprint target. Finally, you need an imprint crystal, which can be purchased from the trader.
800 FA? That's not that bad.
Is it from the trader?
Yeah, it's from the trader.
I was going to say, if that's an auction house item, that's going to be 10,000.
What does this mean in practice? This means players will no longer be punished for starting crafting on imperfect bases early on, and excellent base materials will always retain their high value.
I actually really like this.
I am such a fan of this.
Because you'd often make a single affix like +1 max focus blessing stacks, and you'd make this awesome tier 0 plus item, but it wouldn't be like mirrorable because it didn't have 2. Like,
or just like even honestly thinking before that, right? Like, you go like they talk about like the difficulties, like they talk about the difficulties getting into profound, but like scaling through profound, you usually like like you said, you're poor, you buy a base, you craft it, and even just getting like that first like that initial rendition of like your ultimate modifiers and whatnot, like that's kind of pricey. I like the idea of not being punished for actually turning that item into a good item.
And only 800 FE is a good price for it too, because it costs way more than 800 to make a new item.
Yeah, like specifically last
like in the trader.
Yeah, but specifically last season when I was making my rings for my Erica, the bases for those things were 2,500 FE each, just the base.
Yeah,
that was ridiculous. Like it felt like I couldn't progress the character because I'm farming 2,500 FE before I can even start crafting my gear, which just felt bad, as opposed to maybe later on crafting a less good base, and then later on upgrading that base.
Yeah, you can actually craft your item and then, as you said, upgrade it.
Yeah,
because like you were having this problem, and I remember telling you just like craft it on something else, and then I was like, actually, that kind of sucks though, because like you're not going to get the money back that you're going to sell the old ring for like honestly a fraction understates how little money you're actually getting back when you resell, right? Like it feels awful.
Yeah.
And shout out to them for making it from the trader, because I think this is the type of power that needed to not be traded interface.
Also extremely SSF friendly, like unintended probably, but extremely SSF friendly.
Definitely unintended that it's good for that it works for SSF, but just generally speaking, like it being a reliably accessible feature in a way that cannot be messed with through like no exploits or anything, just 800 FE. That's it. That's all. No more, no less. I love it. Beautiful.
I probably didn't realize that it benefits SSF, so it'll probably get removed now.
Fuck.
Wait, guys, cut the clip. Edit it out. Edit it out. Wait, I'm the editor. Wait.
We're one step closer to SSF being moderately playable in this game.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Now let's dive into some updates for the meta round. First up, Secret Realms. Starting timer 8, killing rare monsters has a low chance to spawn a portal. These are unique side areas with different mechanics and better rewards than standard maps. For example, Secret Realms Abyss of Vault is just full of loot chests, no mobs. The Secret Realms Sea of Rise has passive goblins you kill for a chance to summon a boss. There's a total of 5
I thought the goblins would drop loot.
Season, and we're hoping that they can kind of break up the monotony of in-game grinding and add some random excitement to mapping. Now let's talk Deep Space. Deep Space is the only system which is actually undergoing a larger overhaul this season. Forget the old regions and Plane Watchers. Now there are 5 dedicated Deep Space stages. These are larger,
T17.
way higher.
Yeah. That's what I was told when I saw this. I was told this was like T17s.
Real survival challenges. To align with a high investment, high reward philosophy for this challenging content, we've introduced a new item type.
Holy crap. Wait. So this is 64 fucking Netherrealm essence just to reroll the base mods on the thing? Holy crap.
Yeah, because the idea is that these are supposed to, I mean, if you look at the design, it is just
I know.
like T17.
That's just crazy. Yeah, no.
New stages, there's 5 of them. They are brutal. Those modifiers are ridiculous, by the way.
Affix type.
Additional map juicy. Using a
pretty cool though.
Reward affixes like more Ember drops, but also buffs monster life. High risk, high reward. Different probe types exist, some with chances for Easter egg events like the Compass Deep Space Probe, potentially spawning Plane Washer treasure chests full of just compasses. Probes use their own slots, separate from compasses, so you can stack both if you want to push difficulty and rewards. So what about difficulty? The extra difficulty in Deep Space comes partly from ailments now affecting players. We're introducing a new category of stage mechanics.
That's a lot of Netherrealm resonance.
Ailments that directly affect players. Familiar mechanics like trauma, wilt, ignite, numbed, anchors, may now be applied to players by monsters or environmental
That curse line
effects
on there is
within
vile.
deep space. For example,
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I'm staring at the div card. I just want to see what the div card is. I want to know what the gamma card is.
That's such a good question.
the really nasty ones are tied to Netherrealm resonance.
What is this
That'd be for an
build?
ultimate legendary, isn't it?
That- Yeah, it looks like Whirlwind, so probably Rohan.
Setting up your deep space stages. When you open one, the pool of Netherrealm resonance affixes will start with 8 negative affixes active, and players will only have the option to re-roll them. You'll need to carefully manage the difficulty you face. Next up, let's talk about the Plane Watchers. First, some big news. After a long tenure guarding the Dreamless Abyss, the Goblin Lightning High Priest is finally retiring from the active roster this
Rest in
season.
piss. Rest in
Taking
fucking
his
piss.
Which one?
place, the return of a formidable
That is the Voidlands boss.
Slayer, the Wilting
Ah.
Yeah.
The Night
Fuck
Slayer
that guy.
presents a completely
Hubba-da, hubba-da.
style, bringing an even darker flavor to his encounters and associated scenes. Expect a distinctly different and more intense visual experience when players face him. Also, one of our goals this season was to better integrate the Plane Watcher challenges into the regular Netherrealm mapping cycle, adding more diversity to the endgame grind for players. To support this, we've increased the overall rewards from defeating Plane Watchers.
Great.
Oh, precise seal conversion
Please
from
note that
there.
star shards
Okay.
obtained from them will now be non-tradable items. Also, Plane
that
Watchers
sucks.
now have scaling
Yep.
difficulty levels.
No longer tradable.
Time Arc 8 to unlock the
I'm very
next
interested in this like level scaling on
Higher
them though.
tiers don't just get more stats, they also gain new combat mechanics.
So yeah, this is gonna.
Much better.
One thing with the level scaling is it's gonna be pretty bad to test. Like, can I do the next level? Because you have to run 20 more maps to try it again.
Yeah.
Well, so
And with
the que- like
no,
as I said, the question becomes like, I don't remember. If I have to go. We'll see with the panel chat. I don't think they had talked about adjusting the actual drop rate of star shards, but it'll be interesting to see what they get up to with it now that it's not a trade attached feature, or at least
Yeah.
directly trade attached. Because I firmly believe that one of their concerns was probably the fact that like it is like the entry to a boss singing encounter and was traded as such.
I'm sure that was one of the only reasons.
Yeah, so it'll be
I would
interesting to see
hope.
if
Yeah. I would hope that now that it's non-tradable, you'll be able to get more of them.
yeah.
Because running 10 maps to do one Plane Watcher, the slower builds are just going to get absolutely shit on.
10 if you have the
Yeah.
duplicate thing. 20 if you don't.
Yeah, if you don't have the duplicate, you're just
It's like
lot
an
of
hour
grinding
of
for
mapping
one
to do
boss.
like
I was like,
maybe not an hour,
And
but like solid 20, 30 minutes. You know,
it'll definitely be
to
something
do one
to
boss.
keep an eye on feedback like early in the season.
yeah, smash it with bug reports.
Yep.
Next up, gameplay mechanics. First, let's discuss about some changes which might more directly affect your mapping experience. We found that the base drop experience could feel very underwhelming without employing very specific looting strategies. To fix this, we've adjusted the drop source for level 21 active skills. Players now have a chance to find these skills when defeating bosses in Time Arc 8 and higher stages. Additionally,
that's cool.
Truth Ember has been changed to Truth Fossil.
Big fan.
Players can obtain Truth Fossils in Time Arc 8 and above stages,
Oh.
and consuming just one allows you to randomize an FX value on an item. We noticed that players in Time Arc 8 sometimes struggle to access suitable compasses for certain gameplay loops, as prices were often driven up by demand from players.
Wait, did you guys see that? Monster quantity bonus. Does that mean more monsters? Or is that just like...
It might finally be them
Is it like a pack size? Or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking density. So I love the new drops and you just see like Ralph's Eternity.
Yeah. Interesting. Definitely interesting.
Why is Eternity not red? Why is it showing as a null? Oh, unless that's one of those. How they mentioned the interim mid-tier legendary items. They might be nerfed versions of Eternity and Ralph's.
Maybe.
As prices were often driven up by demand from players engaging in deep space looting strategies. We noticed that players in Time Arc 8 sometimes struggle to access suitable compasses for certain gameplay loops. Its prices
I like the new UI for a lot of things.
deep space mapping strategies. To address this, we've added rare quality alternative versions for some high-intensity gameplay compasses. These differ only in numerical values from their legendary quality counterparts. For example, the legendary cruising mechanical compass makes drone quantity 3 times normal, while the rare version makes it 2 times. Also a new rule this
Okay,
season,
I like that.
only one compass of the same gameplay type can be active.
Instead of saying
at a
same
time.
type, only one, just say unique.
Well, I think there's probably like a ton
Sing-
of different ways to like phrase
Single
that.
use only.
Players will need
I mean, I get the idea. I
Yeah.
understand the vision behind it. Which I think is a interesting idea. I'm not sure if I like it or not. We'll have to. I'm trying to think how often I've ever actually stacked compasses of the same type, anyways. Since
I mean, for me,
Yeah.
it's a lot, right? You go Eterna, you're stacking a bunch of like Eterna compasses to spawn Eterna. You go Cube,
Well,
you're doing
well,
the.
the Eterna
That's
compasses
3
you
different
only,
compasses, though.
well, yeah, I was gonna say like the ruling change. The thing here is to qualify that you can only use one per like mechanic type. So like
yeah,
Eterna, you only ever used one Eterna compass because it was either you were spawning it generally or you were using the purple compass to both. Because this isn't like PoE where the like in like scarabs would it's like one scarab spawns the mechanic and the next scarab adds to the mechanic. It's like
Adds 1 additional, yeah.
yeah, like this one in Torchlight, it's just the purple ones are like what do you call it? The rare purple ones, whatever. Like the purple Eterna one is spawns Eterna and a blade. So you've already got what you need from the blue anyways. So I imagine this is just a qualifier to keep them from having to like nerf the functions out of the things that are getting more purples in this space. Kind of like the overlap that has with like the 2 orange cube ones that exist right now. Like I think it's maybe just them trying to prevent that from
Mm.
becoming a problem potentially.
that best suits their current goal. Also, to further enrich mapping strategies, we've added a batch of non-gameplay specific compasses, such as ones that increase the probability of finding trinkets among priceless gear drops. Next up, talent constellations. Several of the talent constellations have also undergone some reworks. Let's take a quick look at them. The Black Seal talent constellation has been reworked to focus on enhancing drops related to the Void Sea Bride. It now provides players with talents that increase the probability of certain Seal Whispers appearing. New boss Whispers have also been added to the Seal Whispers pool, which can increase the drop rate of Void Sea
Okay, so that's just
invitations. The
rolled
Priceless
back a
talent
couple of seasons,
constellation
that's good.
also offers richer options. Players can increase the drop
knowledge and gear with one base affix will no longer drop. I mean, yeah, it's just,
Interesting.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I'm down with it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, to be especially like early game,
sounds
like
very
that's kind of huge early game too.
Well, I think that's only supposed to do stuff for in the case of like what do you call it? Priceless.
Hmm.
No, it just
I
is
think it's-
in general non-legendary gear with one base affix.
Yeah, but what else? So
Only
does that mean
priceless have base affixes.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
so-
yeah, right. I'm thinking basic, right? Okay, yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, am I gonna be getting like unless I'm about to get double base attribute affixes on like my wands or something? Like if
So now instead of getting a single base affix item for every 7 days that you play non-stop, now you'll
You
just
get one per
none.
league. Yeah, one double per league. Maybe. Yeah,
One
I'll be
double per league,
honest.
yeah.
With the rate of priceless drops, this probably isn't that great.
But
Rate of
now that
trinkets.
they've got the base affix transfer system, hopefully
Yeah.
they drop a lot more.
Yeah.
in priceless items, and even choose to prevent priceless items with only a single base affix from dropping, ensuring that dropped priceless gear always contains 2 base affixes. Getting that perfect ring with +1 blessing anchors might be closer than you think. We've also increased the effects of talent
Might be.
nodes related to bosses across various gameplay mechanic talent constellations. This increased benefit comes at the cost of losing some of the gameplay mechanics' other inherent rewards. For example, In the Cube Talent constellation, players can increase the probability of obtaining a desired core record when drawing from the Cube of Craving. But this comes at the cost of reducing the amount of desired crystals obtained. And yes, the drawing speed for the cube, which has been a long-term point of contention in the community, has actually been increased this season. For the Mistville and the Frozen Canvas talent constellations, we've added special star talents related to unique drops. These give season-exclusive gameplay monsters encountered in the Netherrealm a chance to drop activation mediums and exclusive support.
That's pretty nice.
Keep in mind, these drops are primarily for transitional use. The highest level skills still need to be obtained by players through their corresponding core gameplay sources. Now, let's turn to the Supreme Showdown. The bosses on the 20th and 21st floors will rotate again this season. The 20th floor challenge will be replaced by a brand new ultra difficult encounter, Night Slayer, the Wilting Plume. Players will face a spectacular showdown beneath his wings and scythe. As for the ultimate test on the 21st floor, the Lord of the Void Sea returns with his imposing fleet. This season's Supreme Showdown also introduces a new mechanic, Golden Gaze. This effect will randomly appear in stages. Both players and bosses have a chance to be chosen by the Golden Gaze, temporarily gaining the ability to gild opponents. When possessing this power, the boss can gild units in a 360-degree area around itself, while players can gild enemies in a 180-degree cone in front of them. Gilded units cannot move or cast skills.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like
Importantly, when the boss itself
obnoxious at all.
Fucking horrible.
Takes is additionally increased. It's a mechanic with both
Fine, it'll be fine. Surely.
Players to
Oh, I got gilded. I'm dead.
to turn
Okay,
it
cool.
into an
Start
advantage
again.
in the final battle. Next up, the
Especially in the
Arcana
Void
Signal
Sea.
mechanic, the Tarot Path, is going core. So by entering the main gameplay loop, it's also being accordingly adjusted. In the new season, the number of tarot cards required to enter the Tarot Path has been increased from 15 to 30.
That's all.
Correspondingly, the drop quantity from the Fate chest within the Tarot Path has also been proportionally increased. This change
So 2 times 0 equals 0?
mechanic interrupts
Yeah.
Netherrealm farming, alleviating the frustration
Was that cat at
of,
the end of the
having
season?
to break your main gameplay loop and going into the board game.
I wish it would just tell you
Additionally,
how
we've
many
added a brand new
ordered back
Netherrealm
on
talent
that screen.
constellation dedicated to the Arcana seasonal mechanic.
That's
can
okay, it should be good, 'cause we have
specifically
these
increase the
now.
probability of certain types of destinies, increase the chance for secret paths to appear, enhance the rarity of divination stakes, and even offer ways to directly feel the progress of your tarot collection. As always, we're doing our best to bring a ton of quality of life updates with each season. Let's take a quick look at some of the major ones that we're bringing with Sandlord. Our training dummy, Invisible
Ooh.
Number 2, has received some major system upgrades.
Okay.
This is sweet.
Calculating DPS, it will now display the dynamic stat changes of the player in real time, providing more accurate and reliable data for refining your abilities.
Been needing
The
this.
dummy also gains a practical utility function. Players can now toggle a visual overlay centered on the dummy to see the actual in-game range of effects tagged as nearby and proximity.
Oh, that's cool.
Depth
That's cool.
Analysis 2.0. The depth screen is undergoing a huge overhaul. It will now clearly show what killed you, whether it was a mob, a mechanic, or a trap. It also separates damage into on-hit versus damage over time. Details page shows damage breakdown and ailments active on death. It will now be much better for diagnosing survivability issues. Important info prompts have also been revamped this season, appearing in a new, more aesthetically pleasing and noticeable way. Players can learn about their new cells in the trade house via these prompts, and will also receive notifications from the Cloud Oasis system. Like funds running low, an airship glider returning from a mission, a special event being triggered, and so on and so forth. These notifications.
It was a way to turn them off. That could be very annoying, depending on how much you're selling.
Players can block
Yeah, it's a
unwanted
toggle in the
notification types
options.
via the settings menu. Next up, we've made several
Man, I wish I was a thing in PoE. What the fuck?
to the trade house as well. When listing items, players can now quickly fill in their desired listing price by simply clicking on a unit price shown in the price check results. When listing stackable items, the quantity for sale now defaults to the maximum stack size you have in your inventory,
Thank
making
God.
selling much faster. Additionally, when searching for divinity slates, Players can now specify whether an affix must be placed in the last position, making it easier to find that perfect slate. And now one last interesting adjustment. In this new season, when players are doing their daily challenge and facing the Golden Calamity or Drag, the boss will no longer be restricted by the in-game damage cap mechanic. This means players can freely test the true maximum power of their builds against him and compete for the top scores on the leaderboard using their preferred strategies.
Interesting. No damage cap on the daily boss, eh?
Time for some shenanigans to occur.
Finally,
My
let's go
build
over
does 80
microtransactions,
quadrillion damage.
as well as some very exciting new events that we have coming your way. First, get ready for the Wasteland Gold Rush event. Players can earn Gold Rush attempts simply by progressing through the game. Use these attempts for a chance to win various valuable items from the event, including Jagged Primos, Battle Pack Spirit Crystals, and even the grand prize, a Torchlight commemorative gold note. And yeah, we do mean real gold, like real life gold. But the events don't stop there. Believe it or not, CLI is turning 2. And as a thank you to all of you for staying with us, we're also launching some very special celebration events. Players can claim a nice reward each day they log in during the event period. After checking in for all 7
Fake
days,
login.
you'll receive a legendary drop pack spirit selection pack, allowing you to choose any legendary pack spirit from the Frozen Canvas season or any previous season. We also have the Hope in the Sands active
Finally get
event.
Shepherd 6, eh?
During this event, complete
More
quests
Shepherd.
or seasonal mechanic to earn points.
Shame
Accumulate
Nightmare
enough
with
points
nerf,
to unlock
but,
generous rewards, including Battle Pack Spirit Crystals, a rare drop Pack Spirit, a rare Pack Spirit upgrade insignia, an exclusive weapon appearance, and many more surprises. Check out the shop too for special anniversary exclusive.
RMB 30, RMB 6.
Now let's take a quick
Yeah.
look at an exclusive weapon appearance.
Wait, what?
and many more
You gotta click right
surprises.
mouse button 30
Check out
times,
the
yeah.
shop.
Oh, what?
328 times.
I didn't even realize that these are. Ooh.
Oh, you can buy legendary battle pack spirit selection packs now. And same with
Wait.
drop pack spirits. You can buy them directly.
Oh,
Wait, what are those gonna cost though? Like that's.
$99.
Oh, no, apparently-
$199.
I mean, apparently it's costing RMB 328. I don't know what that is, but
Mm.
what
Mm.
currency is that?
And
actually?
189. Mm.
All right, I just found out what currency that is. Apparently, 1 second. How much did I say it was?
328.
328. So that comes out to a crisp 45 US dollars.
That's cheap.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not
Edge rolling for
that.
it.
That ain't
That's-
shit. What?
That's, yeah.
Okay, here's the question though. Is it going to let me pick like is it going to be season only ones or am I going to get to grab like I don't know,
Well,
chalk?
it's the same one as the 7-day login. So
Okay,
it'll
so
be
then it's
gonna be
anything
season.
from last season back, not this season.
Yeah. I mean that's fine. I will gladly use that to acquire another Shepherd. No, surely I will stop. I already have Shepherd 3. I don't need more.
Limited
I
one.
want more.
Ah,
Yeah, limited one. Notably, the battle pack spirits are not limited one.
no, they are.
yeah, it's the
Okay,
limited
okay. Well, by that I mean there's two. So
Am I tweaking? Yeah, I was gonna say there's two of them.
one.
yeah, there's two. One's like 490%, so it's cheaper, and the one's 240%. Whatever that means.
Yeah, because it's because there's one of them is literally so one of those is literally like $15.
Yeah.
And the other's 30.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay,
see,
I need to know what are these percentage numbers anyway? Is-
So that it's like okay, so you calculate if you take for example, right? It says so $45 for the drop pack is 300% of it, 300%, right? $45 is a third of what it usually costs to pull a pet on average.
It normally
Like,
costs
if you were-
$120 just to pull a single pet.
Oh yeah,
Wait, really?
they're like on average.
something like that.
If you do average math, assuming you pull at base rates for primos instead of like any of the event
Oh,
purchases and
base rates.
whatnot.
Okay, base rates.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why. That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
makes
top up
sense.
is
is-
always, you know.
Anniversary
Yeah,
exclusive
you have to
event.
remember you have to sell it to them. You have to
Some of the cosmetics
embellish the
coming
number
this
any way
season.
possible. So it's
Shop two
you
for
buying them at a
special
scam price.
Mm.
Yeah.
Anything else here? I don't think so.
Yeah, I think
Everything
Everything else
seems-
here looks normal.
Yeah.
Instead of for money, they should do it for premium primos, you know?
anniversary exclusive
Yeah.
packs.
That's like
Now
everyone's.
let's take a quick look at some of the cosmetics coming this season.
That's cool.
Mm.
I need that skin.
Nice Thea skin.
That needs to be Boom Moto.
That needs to be. Yeah. By the way, these are sick weapons.
Finally,
Screw the skin.
Yeah,
Those
they-
weapons are
Black
sick.
Spirits.
They're very
Sword Shadow Guide
bad,
is
scepter skins.
Yeah.
Hold on. No,
Damn.
wait.
What a spot to pause this.
Okay, so I know, like, I know we went all in on like the
Oh.
cat girl, like the cat girl city and whatnot, but this
Wow.
is
I'm
crazy.
glad my missus is not at the door.
All right, well, we might as well read it. I mean, we can read some of these now. Why not?
I mean,
Why
yeah,
not?
I mean, oh, granted, I don't think I'll understand what, like, all I see is more loot, and more loot with percent chance to double the loot.
26% chance to settle 100. Well, I don't know if that's double. 5%
15% chance to replicate.
to obtain. I mean, I don't know what the base chance to obtain one labor is, but it's not 5% additional. It's just 5% chance, which questions me, is there not
When
a
you do
base chance?
those, when you do
So
those,
that's when you,
stand on ambushes, they drop pretty often.
yeah. So what is it? My understanding is that the question is, what is the value of a laborer? Like, do you get anything for
Yeah.
like? Because if you get stuff for like pitching them, for example, or like,
Signature. Oh.
I guess you get level 8 ones faster.
yeah, that's
when
a good point.
starting a trade, there's 11% chance to regain the invested resources and immediately settle the rewards. That seems
That's huge.
Is that her? Is that the big one? No, that's not the big one. That's the where is that? Is it,
first, second,
the
third,
four.
fourth. No, third.
Fourth.
That's
no,
third,
that's
right?
four. That's
Oh, no,
full,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
level 4.
Yeah, right. 2,
Level-
3, 4. And 6 is double.
Yeah,
Interesting.
four.
Help with Cloud Oasis management.
So that's the same as sending a ship off.
Fallen Centers
All right,
is
let's
Oh.
do this
Interesting.
one.
Erosion battle pit.
Yeah, to use one of the new mechanics,
That's Thea,
repentance.
yeah.
Which you get a stack of repentance when getting a blessing. Which I mean, if that wasn't made for Thea, I don't know who the fuck this was made for.
Yeah.
This is even more
Yeah.
blatant than the last two.
Yeah.
Because like
I
you
think
could
this
argue,
one looks. I don't like the look of this pet.
I feel like so the idea of the like chained to like the like trapped in the portrait thing is cool and all, except for the part where like I kind of want it. I feel like it should be more of a full body shot instead of it almost looks like somebody like hanging out of like a gallows type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Just see if he spins it around.
this season's
this is a
The
good
other
question.
half, the other end.
season's battle
Yeah.
Black Spirit and is designed for synergy with Thea's new trait, Blasphemer.
I didn't. Okay.
That was a lot. Let's have a quick recap. The new Sandlord seasonal mechanic, a new hero trait for Thea, the new blending system, new legendaries, the new gear imprint system, new explosive support skills, hero balancing changes, improvements to core gameplay mechanics, secret realms, adjustments to deep space, tons of quality of life, our second anniversary event, and so much more. Sandlord is right around the corner, coming April 17. Stay tuned for more news. That's all for today. We'll catch you
I'm
all
still just
in the
thinking
next
about that drop spirit.
No, that I don't even know if I'm gonna like the mechanic like that, but I feel like I gotta have the pet now. Like that.
Oh, is this
Yeah.
a code? Is this good?
yeah,
Use
yeah.
for
That is a 300 primo code, by the way.
Yeah, guys, 300
Nice.
primo code. You should have claimed
Yeah.
that.
Gold 0418. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that's the release date of the league. I understand now. Well, it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Did we miss anything here? Did they show what the second anniversary celebration was?
That was
Yeah,
with the.
that-
They did actually
No.
show the track for it. They showed that they were giving us something else related, but I don't think they actually showed specific. Or maybe second anniversary celebration is just attached to all of the other stuff they showed.
I don't think so, 'cause that's under the.
Well, because sometimes they have menus
Yeah,
that like
okay,
the
maybe.
menu
I
just
feel
Yeah,
like
like
yeah,
it's
puts-
those 3 events.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just attached to all of the stuff below.
makes sense. Let me pull up the patch notes.
Real gold.
That's not what I was looking for. Patch notes. My complaint is when I click, the first thing that shows up is the Arcana season patch notes. Why is it not? Like when I go to the Torchlight website, the only thing I see latest news is the Arcana season patch notes.
Yep, sounds alright. I can just go to my Discord if you need
Just click
to.
it through the
or like in the video probably.
through patch notes on Discord.
If I click on my Discord, it will screw things up. Sorry,
Oh.
chat.
Man, chat will get used to it. They'll figure it. You know, one of these you know, future note by the way, you could just like detach the view
Where is
the
it?
like you I mean Discord is in the patch notes channel, or you could just
I'm just gonna go to your Discord. Where is it in your Discord?
as I say,
Just gotta,
as I say, it's
TLI channel, I
It's
assume.
the change Truth Embers.
Cool. Okay.
Uh,
Patch notes. Window capture. Torchlight patch notes. Confirm. And I'm just gonna make this full screen. Everyone's cam is gone. Be gone cams. Transform. Hit to screen. Alright. That's. There we go.
Can't believe they changed something, which made the patch notes wrong. But oh, whatever. I'm sure they'll fix it.
Wait, what's wrong with the patch notes already?
I'll tell you separately. It's all good.
Okay. Okay. I guess we go over Thea here. This is coins, Premier, Sandlord gameplay, defeating monster in another realm. So they can barely hear you guys. Wait, what?
what
I'm just trying to.
I mean I wasn't talking, but
I'm just going to bring up your stream so I can.
Wait, are you sure you can't hear them? They're at the same volume they're always at. What the
They
heck?
can't hear us?
That seems okay. Oh, yeah, I haven't changed anything. They just started talking louder.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I wasn't actually
Yeah.
really like talking like that.
Yeah,
Like
I wasn't talking either.
yeah, so, like I'm
Alright. Blasphemer. Gain a blessing of the gods every 2 seconds. Activate skill traits. Activate the trait skill to apply discretion. High severity enemy. When getting any blessing, activate the trait skill, ignoring its cooldown. 0.3 second interval. So I assume you want to gain a blessing every 0.3 seconds. Would make sense to me. FX effects that increase the max blessing stacks. Now instead reduce max blessing stacks. Well, wait. Affixes that increase the max blessing now instead reduce them while increasing the max desecration. Each reduced blessing provides up to 4 max desecration. Wait, each reduced blessing provides up to 4?
yeah, like in terms of like stacks.
Oh, okay,
on
okay,
the- on the
yeah,
enemy.
okay. I was reading it and I'm like, wait, each one provides minus? Okay.
Like
no,
you
makes sense.
you can still
Yeah,
basically it says you can still scale blessings. It's just now it's scaling it for a
for
different
this. Up to 4. Okay, that makes sense. Each desecration his targets erosion by plus 15%, last 5 seconds. Desecration will affect one target with max 3 per target. Wait. I'm confused.
Each desecration can.
If this goes up to 4,
one
why
target,
is...
3 stacks. So it'll just go to the next target. I read that.
Okay. That's really weird that this is max 3 stacks, but this is max 4 stacks.
Yeah.
That's 1/3 of the max desecration stacks are played each time. This is just weird.
Yeah.
It feels like they just wanted this to be 3, and for some reason that's 4. That's the way I'm
That was
reading
my
it.
best guess at how to word that.
I don't know why this is 4. This should be 3, in my opinion. This makes the design of everything feel off. It says 1/3 of 4, and that's just why. Why complicate it?
And then 1/3 of 4 more.
Yeah, just like on that, but it only goes up to max 3 anyway. So I don't know.
Max 3 per target. Yeah.
Also, I don't
So you
get.
might be able to have 12 desecration stacks saved up because you're sacrificing blessings. So that means 4 separate targets can have 3 desecration stacks applied to them.
Okay.
That's how I read it.
Additional 40% erosion damage. Okay. Explode. We like to see it. Definitely not a slightly strong. Okay, that's definitely not slightly strong.
I love that
Yeah,
that's
that's
just the
huge.
40 at level, like at 45 too. 20%
45,
damage.
you can explode.
Yeah, you get 20% damage and explode. Like, how do you justify playing anything else really after seeing that? Like, you're just so strong.
Only effective
early
leads
for
if there's no
nothing.
other enemies around the target.
And it's the only option too, so
Yeah.
inbuilt explode into your kit.
Spade near right leads with damage and discretion target. Plus 45% movement speed at level 5 if you can get it there. Holy shit.
If you can get it there.
Yeah, if you can
So
get it there, but
25% for
that's
almost
still
everyone.
crazy.
I mean, if you get it there, it's not even that unfeasible, right? Like, it's just
I mean, if you're
Especially with,
aiming to get
the new
there.
blessing, right?
yeah.
On defeating the discretion target, instantly restored up to 9%. That's pretty strong. Even just at 5, right? Plus 25% of all this. Plus 5 is
5%
crazy.
instant restore.
Yeah.
Advantage to shield, life, and mana. That's pretty huge.
Yeah. First applying desecration to an
insane.
elite. Deal true damage equal to 6% of their max health. This value is increased by 30, 40, 50. What the what? Up to a maximum. So when you first apply desecration, you could deal a max of 20% of their max health instantly. So initially this sounds really strong to me. And then I realized we're playing Torchlight, where we're either one-shotting the boss or we're not.
I like, but before you're one-shotting the boss, though.
Yeah. What got nerfed? No clue, Abigail. We are reading through it now. This is as far as we've gotten into the here. We're just looking at the new Thea. Gain additional base for every 5% of the life missing from the target, they gain an additional erosion damage taken. When all max blessing stacks are 0, all max blessing. Any further increase in max blessing stacks will increase max desecration stacks. This is a way cooler one in my opinion. Like,
25
this one's
stacks of
whatever.
desecration.
This one is really interesting. 25 stacks of desecration. I mean, yeah. This one definitely seems more interesting to me.
There's another item that's when
This isn't a miss.
certain blessing stack is not less than others as well. So if they're all maxed at 0, then
Yeah, I thought so. Interesting.
was that up there or is that a legendary item? Can't
It's one of
remember.
the legendaries. It's one of the
Yeah.
legendary list.
Attack projectiles will return to the caster. Yep.
Yeah,
Stray
that's
bird.
nice, yeah.
Additional minus 15% prod speed plus 35% prod speed for returning projectiles. 30% damage for returning projectiles. Okay. Heart of the Storm necklace. Max life, max yes. We love to see it. Every 10 seconds creates a wind field with a radius of 10 around the caster lasting 8 seconds. Enemy in the wind field suffer minus move speed, knocked back towards the hunter's direction.
So it's a pull.
Horizontal
Strange, 'cause
projectile
then
skills deal more damage before they travel up to 150 damage? What? An additional plus 150? This has to be a typo, right?
Probably not.
That's how it was written.
To an additional one.
What is the okay? What is this? Do we know what the storm effect is of this? Oh wait, no, never mind. I see.
It's
The
just that
storm
circle
buff.
around you.
Yeah, the storm buff is the okay. Makes sense.
So yeah, the wind field.
Could you link the website?
In the official Discord.
What's in my Discord? Maybe.
In the official Discord, if he's asking for the patch notes.
Oh, yeah. I just linked it in my chat. Max life, additional. Oh, yeah, this is what we were looking at. Random affix. Oh! Okay.
So they were the random ones. They just showed a perfect one in the video.
I mean, yes, but also, I mean, I don't even know if they necessarily showed a perfect one because you can stack 2 of these here. Like, say you could get 180% crit damage here, or you could get all this
That's
additional.
different as well.
Is
Weapon crit strike rating is set to 200. In the video, it showed minus 200.
So it was corrupted in the video though. Like that was a like a T0 version.
Yeah, that was the T0 version.
Yes, maybe the corrosion version is minus 200 instead of set at 200. Yeah, okay.
But I mean, hey, still, like, this is really cool. You definitely create some interesting, like, I mean, look how much mana attack speed you can get.
I mean, mana attack speed, you can get 64%. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at this fucking. I'm looking.
I'm not saying it's strong. I'm just saying zoom.
Numbers.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at that. I mean, I'm also looking at this too. 180% crit damage is pretty big, depending on the build you're playing. Max life, max CS. I mean, you don't have to be playing like these are gloves, so it doesn't like if you're not playing a fizz build, if you're playing an Ellie build, like these are pretty strong. Blight, int, chest.
They're even strong for boom moto because you just use isomorphic because it's added to your main hand weapon.
Oh,
I like this. Very good. Very cool. Ruinous Star. Erosion res, deterioration duration. It is the season of erosion damage, yeah.
Oh, Ruinous Star. Yeah, that's the one that makes your damage instant, basically.
Oh, yeah, Ruinous Star is sick. Deterioration minus 1.5% additional deterioration damage. But then
deterioration damage deals damage.
Then it deals damage every 0.33 seconds instead of doing it at the end.
And it doesn't say it. It doesn't say
each time it deals damage, and then it has scaling damage too, up to 240%. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Transitional. Oh, this is the transitional gear. Okay.
The definition. I'm just gonna tell you the definition of transitional. It varies very wildly. Yeah. Like, this scepter up here. Yeah, this looks pretty normal to me. This is a pretty reasonable weapon.
But he said he wanted this to be the barrier between T8s to profound.
Yeah,
which is like 2 of these is not getting me to profound.
Oh, I don't know. These are roughly. I mean, this is gonna sound wild, but
this is how corroded and droppable it is.
Yeah, I was saying like these are very close. These are very close to oversight. Like oversight is only just 3 to 5 levels, which like 5 levels is a lot, but like getting 2 of these is not horrendous, especially if they're super corrodable.
Maybe
you corrode 2 of these for like +2, or it's very reasonable. Then you have like the rings, which I think these rings are kind of weak. They're cool, but they're kind of weak. Honestly, just a little bit of blessing generation. I'm gonna skip a little bit ahead though.
I mean, I don't even think are the rings that weak though, because it generates each blessing for you. Like early game, that could be kind of big.
Well, it's only it generates one type of blessing, right? Like it's
or
ring that is focus or it's agility or
reading. If that said else, I would have understood it. All right.
Yeah, that's like it's mission life. It's just generation and +1 stack. Which, granted, I do like me some +1 stack, and there's probably some value in some +1 stack anyways early. But it is a little like, like it kind of reminds me of like what was it like Thea's Voyager 4-piece, like it was like +2 focus blessings. At which point you're like, I will take these, but like Voyager gear also came with a myriad of other stats that were moderately useful for you anyways.
Yeah,
and I feel like we're missing that here.
Yeah, I mean, this seems like really good for like the new Thea, the +1 max blessings.
Yeah,
so it's just like -3. It's pretty big.
Feed into her mechanic.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the chest or?
Yeah, the Gaze of the Phantom Sun.
Yeah.
Sorry, I skipped over the necklace. I didn't think about that. I mean, I think the necklace is pretty decent.
It's fine.
It's nothing amazing. Nothing I'm like going crazy over. Hand of Malice, crit rating, crit damage, crit occurred recently. Additional. I mean, it's probably pretty good. Not entirely sure.
Let me check. There's I like it only because it also like synergizes with Vile. Like it kind of just. Or actually, no. You don't even really want Vile with this though.
How? Oh, there's a lot of transitional gear. Okay, I just started scrolling down a bit more. But it
Oh,
feels
yeah,
like
there's a
most of
large
this is
section.
still. I mean, a lot of this is like.
There's a couple in here that we were looking at. We were like, most of these are like normal-ish. Will be
Yeah.
hard to replace. Like,
I feel
some of
like a
these
lot
are
of
a little-
these would just be replaced by normal crafted tier 2
Yeah.
gear, to be honest.
Yeah.
Tier 1.
provincial grace.
If max agility.
This is the this
Oh,
is the
that's
first
tough
of this is the first of a couple items that I said would be kind of difficult to replace.
Yeah. Providential grace is insane.
Like if you're a
So if they're
blessing
all max
stacker,
0.
yeah. Oh, at max 0, you would just. This is a lot of
yeah,
free stats for max 0.
I mean, even just at base, right? Like, am I dumb? Even
Well,
just like base.
At base you would need to balance out that plus that stack that it gives you, right? Because it's gonna give you stacks for having the gloves on.
Yeah, oh, this is maybe +1 to one blessing, +2 to another.
No, it's plus. It looked like just +1 to 2 to something. Like I don't know which one, but just one of them.
Okay, I see. Yeah, makes sense.
Hmm.
After being
So
hit,
like
gain 1 second tenacity. Seeing when tenacity reaches the max stats plus damage taken. I mean, yeah.
that's really why does it make me take more damage? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of this.
Put the cams on the left screen. Yeah, I can do that. Give me a second. That's an idea.
Happening?
I am moving the cams that way. Because there's, I guess, on the left side of the screen, I can put the cams, and that works. Like that big open space there. I could plug chats here. Cool. Go boop. Oops.
Your cam works really well, right?
What works really well?
Your cam.
Oh yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
10 out of 10. Heart of Magic. Wait, oh yeah, it's the same thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and a max plastic blessing, yeah, and the additional spell damage. That's pretty cool.
That ring will be worn for eternity. That ring is beautiful. We love that ring.
Yeah. Ally Covenants, minion life regain. Oh wait, additional. So res take minus 8% additional damage. Okay. 18% of minions life regain and energy gain reflects the hunter. Interesting. Sure.
That's comfy.
Val's Grasp. Okay, that's a lot of instant strength.
It's really strange that it gives melee fizz damage.
Yeah. I feel like it should be Dex, not int. If you wanted to.
I'm trying to think what skill is that targeting where it's like
Int gloves that are giving melee fizz, int and strength. I
have no idea what skill would even like be in that intersection.
Why are your cams frozen? Wait, what? Wait, no, just yours is Scuba. Okay, there we go. Those.
Is it working? Okay, cool.
Okay. Where was I? Boots of Devastation. +5 minimum numbers of enemies affected by Warcry. Consuming Demolisher charges gain additional damage for the skill. That's kind of crazy. Rosa login.
Rosa login.
I mean, honestly, with the change to Rosa, do I run it back this season? Do I run it back this season?
I swear to God, if you run it back and then I hear from you 24 hours later complaining about Rosa, I'm showing up at your house. We're gonna have a nice little conversation. Because it's totally possible that would happen to you again.
Very true, very true. Hot Knight's Embrace, int injury buffer. Okay. Fire skill level. Every 10th fire skill cast, gain Ember, lasting for a second. Ember cannot inflict critical...
This
Every-
just looks bad.
Every 10th
granted,
skill
it's a-
cast, you gain something for 1 second.
I mean, it is like the one
If
and
you're
only.
casting
It is
10
like,
every second.
I mean, it is also a damage belt, which like you don't
Fair.
get a whole lot of those anyways.
Maybe every third.
Yo,
Oh,
what's up,
71
Don?
from
Yo,
Don,
what's up,
dude.
everyone? Hello.
Holy.
Holy.
Damn.
How's it going, everyone? Thank you so much for the raid, Don. Appreciate it. We're just going over the patch notes here, and man, I feel like we've been here for like 20 minutes already, and we're like just at the top.
Yeah,
The,
these boys are long.
I remember when PoE patch notes used to look like this. Anyone else remember?
Really, patches used to look like this. Oh my god.
Balance changes. Not in my PoE. But it's in everyone's PoE too.
I don't know, the PLE2 patch notes looked a lot like this. Like they kind of went crazy with how long those were.
Yeah, they turned out really good, huh?
Let's see.
Took
What
hours to turn the 30-minute video into a 20-minute video.
She's not
It's a
wrong.
good thing this is a podcast. This can be a 2-hour-long video. It doesn't matter.
Easy.
I've got no idea how to make a 20-minute video. That's like minimum for me.
I'm just gonna do the thing I do best. I'm gonna turn on the camera and I'm just gonna start talking into deep space, and eventually it's going to turn.
And then someone
into-
else can turn it into a 20-minute video for you.
Let's see. Turn smoldering hold. Lucky crit.
Yeah, this seems really, really good.
I'm able to trigger in power skills is like, yeah, it's that's annoying for later. Like you can't like prep your empower
Yeah.
your what like your bull's rage
Mhm.
or anything, but like for fucking that much
They're
flat.
transitional.
and Lucky
like these are
Crit?
quote unquote
Yeah.
transitional. This is pretty.
This
This
is-
is transitional. This is to get
This is definitely transitional. I like that. Decaying blessing.
erosion amplification or effect plus 70%. I mean, might have sealed the mana comp, but like, who gives a crap?
But still, yeah, it's a lot.
That's pretty
Negative
strong.
Embrace.
Percentage
I like
max
that.
life. I guess
Yeah.
embrace. What is this? Fizz damage and LA taking his erosion. Okay. Erosion kill was recently used plus 30 erosion pen. Ooh. Okay.
Can you still get the double,
That's good.
you know, minus 50% erosion damage taken on gloves? So if
Which
you get
one
a
is-
100% reduced erosion damage taken, then get that for 25% less physical and elemental damage. as well.
Oh, that could go pretty.
Oh.
That could go pretty hard.
Thank you for the follow.
That'd be
I don't
insane.
know my alerts on this OBS soon.
Let's see. What do we got?
Was it good for empowers you press once like Burst of Agony? Yeah, I agree. What? Headless Crown, the first and second passive slots, supported by level 20 to 30 precise restrain and precise concentrated for third and fourth. That's strong.
So this is one of the ones that we were like, "Are you sure you ever like take this off that early?" Like there's a world where you could take this off early and profound. So like this is
Yeah.
that's a lot. Like
Yeah,
Double
this is
precise, like-
strong.
getting access to 2 over leveled precise restraints at that is like that's a
At the
lot.
cost of minus 30%.
Yeah,
max energy shield.
how glass
I
cannon
feel
are
like
you
that's
willing
meant
to
to be
be?
minus 42.
I mean, at this point, you're surely just playing a life build, right? Because the restraint on life is so much less.
But you do get like notably less life too, right? Like
I mean,
it'll be interesting to see what people do with it because I think this crown is really strong. It's just going to
Yeah.
be a little costly to make work.
Lightning Striker Sacrum. I'm sorry, what?
This is sweet. just a
That's a lot of flat.
Yeah, that is.
that is a lot of flat.
I like that it's attacks and spells too.
Yeah,
Gotta see
yeah.
a whole lot of
The
people
and
wearing
spells
that.
is nice. This
Could
is
be
what I
and
like to
minion.
call transitional gear right here. This is
Yeah,
great.
this is. Yeah, these are some really nice like mid like T8 early profound type
The
gear.
only thing I'm looking at, like I'm looking at these gears, and I notice I don't see like any flat life. Like there's one. A lot of it's percentage.
Yeah,
but
because a lot of this is replaceable. Like that's kind of like one of the things that keeps an item from being replaceable, right? Is that it gives you survivability. Like the items that have given good survivability have lacked in damage, and the ones that have given good damage have really lacked in survivability. And I think that's kind of like that. What helps makes these items be replaceable to some extent, right?
yeah,
Because if it did everything, you would just never take it off. You
that's
wouldn't
fair.
be squeezed. This is a very interesting. Hold on. We probably should speed through these a little bit because there's a lot of these, and we still have a lot of those. But I want to.
yeah.
Hold on. Do you see that belt? Dawnbreak.
Sorry. Let's go quack. Quack. Let's go quick.
Quack.
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 Anyway, I got ducks at the front.
Armor,
Let's see.
Sentry Seek Radius. Is this good? I haven't played a Sentry build. This seems pretty good for Sentries.
It is.
I think there's a fair few buffs to sentries, max sentries, and that sort of thing.
Immune to Frostblade, immune to slow, minus or plus res, element effect, transit inflict element. That's good for Ignite. And yeah. One's whatever. Fix 60-70 forever rating. Gotta love it.
I actually really like that. I actually really like that belt.
This thing's disgusting. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. Permanent
Fixed
fervor.
60 to 70 plus
Like
30 to 35 additional damage.
and all the other fervor
Plus,
benefits. You can
plus
get
the
too,
possible 100 strength or dex,
right?
which is like another plus
Max fervor rate
50%.
is 100, so
Like this is disgusting. Like this is a
It's a
belt
really
that
nice
I could
element.
look at and be like, when am I ever taking this off my character?
I mean, you would take it off when you can sustain good favor, right? Fervor,
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
Like,
yeah, but like,
at some point, I wonder if the
Lost
corruption
strength.
on the.
It's pretty
So the
good.
question becomes: if you corrode the fervor
Yeah.
rating, does that go up? Like, can I corrode that to be like
100.
100.
fixed,
Yeah.
like fixed 90 to 100? Because that would go crazy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I'm looking at this from like the perspective of okay,
then-
but I could upgrade this, and then I mean, okay, realistically, the point I'd take this off would probably be eternity, right? Like
Easy.
I
Or
definitely think this could hold you up
because
for no one
of
else.
the seasonal mechanic. The seasonal mechanic is the blending, so you
Mhm.
can also add a blended affix to that as well.
Oh, we're never taking
Right,
this
the
belt
belt
off.
enchant. Yeah,
Yeah.
We're just never taking this off. It is what it is.
yeah. I mean, this
Chuck a
thing's just
hero
kind of
trait
crazy.
on that too.
Yeah. That's
Harbinger's
the,
reverse
that'd be nuts.
blooms, minus 100% gear crits, 400 erosion damage from main hand weapon. What? That's a lot of flat damage.
400 flat is
Yeah.
huge.
I mean, it is the main hand weapon, right? Like
It is. Yeah,
I mean, it is, yeah. 30% after playing 10 layers of deterioration, 100% chance to deal double damage for 10 seconds.
That's kind of comical.
What? I'm sorry. What?
I can't wait to see what that does.
Yeah.
Although deterioration is max 3 per.
No, that's
enemy. Yeah.
no, that's the that's the Thea.
Oh, that
thing,
was
the
desecration.
Deterioration is the like new like execute style bursty effect that they added to erosion. So
Yeah.
I wonder is that
It's
able
10
to be-
seconds as well, so that's huge. That's
Yeah,
enough
I
to
mean,
kill off.
surely you're applying at least one per second, right? Like,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's
Let's
nuts.
see.
that seems pretty insane. Terra charge limit bonus is fixed at 1. Also, Terra skill area effect plus 80% movement speed. That's sure. For each 1% to overflow plus sure. Terra buffs. Let's go. Log in.
Interesting.
Legendary
Well,
gear
more
drop
Terra.
adjustments. Planeswalker. Surging, Ghost Slaughters on Warden, Feline will drop from Planeswalkers above the profound level. Planeswalkers that Timemark ain't above will drop new legendary gear.
I feel like that should be from Time Mark 7 because Star Shards are bound.
The idea is to like
Right.
make it well, but then they probably just don't want to do that nonsense where like because even like in Time Mark 8, you weren't really dropping surging like that anyways. Like I guess they were just like maybe make it an item that somewhat drops instead of never actually sees the floor ever in 200 kills.
Yeah.
And move it up to what will be this will be profound now, right? Like it
What did I do in
Yeah.
that video? Was it 500 or 1,000 or something? Fucking took forever.
yeah, like you be doing so many kills for these items. So
Burning
Uh,
Ice and Frozen Flame will drop from Tidemaster at highest difficulty. See Triangle Series. Really drops from Tidemaster of any difficulty. Okay. Seasonal mechanic exclusive. Most exclusive legendary gear from Dark Surge. Black Cell and City have been changed to Netherrealm common drops. Among them, Eternal Sea Fog has been changed to drop when defeating the Sea Commander. Fool's Crown will be changed to drop from the Nightmare Knight.
Nightmare Night?
Let's see.
Dream? Buff?
Dream? Legend?
Is it any good?
No, is it
Dream
night?
better?
I thought Nightmare Knight was the Eterna boss.
Oh, is it?
Is it? Maybe.
I feel like Nightmare Knight is the Eterna
Maybe.
boss.
Yeah, maybe. I think you're right.
Although if most
New
exclusive
active. Oh, one
stuff
new
is now
active.
common.
Cast a skill and gain Euphoria. Plus 5% of minion damage for every summon skill you cast. Stacks up to 5 times. Nice. That's sure. I mean, minions login. Boom motor login.
Couple new auras in here, which the one everybody's the ones to keep an eye on are all 6 of these. Quite frankly, these are all kind of dumb.
Radical Order. When activated, you and skills within a certain area gain above 35% minion buffs login. Minion aggressiveness. How does this work?
My guess
think
is
that's
it's
just-
like seeking range for like the minions.
Yeah.
So like
How quickly they charge and explode.
Okay.
Yeah, like,
so
do
low
they-
speed or something?
well, no, like more like like okay, so like
Like the
minion
range
AI,
at
like,
which
they have-
they'll seek out enemies, I guess.
yeah,
They'll see an
okay.
enemy and go attack, basically.
Okay, so like
Yeah,
basically increase the range, more or less.
Yeah.
AI range. Okay, makes sense.
Um,
When
cruelty
activated, yeah,
cruelty is something special.
radical order. Oh, precision. Okay, this is the precision one. Okay.
Precise is just
Precision,
10% minion
right.
life, which is huge for boom.
I mean, but also plus 50% minion aggressive instead of 25. That's double. It's pretty big too.
Yep.
When activated, you and your allies within a certain area gain above additional 19% attack damage. 1 stack when defeating enemies. 5 stacks when defeating each stack. What? That is ridiculous.
100% aura effect. Anyone?
Yeah, the question. So the current roaming question, which I'm currently of the opinion that this aura effect is local to cruelty and nothing else. But if this 100% aura effect applies to your other auras,
I mean,
You
even
expect the
if it's on cruelty, that's still strong.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
38% at that point, which is like strong, but it has a ramp time compared to like I think like I was looking
Okay,
at like
that's fair.
fearless like other auras are like in the 32 to 37% ballpark without any like
Mhm.
requirements. And so it's like
Domain expansion. Sorry.
it's still giving no, you're right.
The next one.
Domain expansion.
Love the name too. Want to
Yeah.
go watch Jujutsu.
and it's a good and I mean look, it's very fitting.
You know, I really like
I
the
will
skill
be-
damage. That
I
they're-
will be running this on the next time that I play Ring of Ice, which might in fact
Yeah.
be in 6 days because
I really like the
I
skill
don't
damage.
I don't know how to play anything else besides Ring of Ice apparently.
You're like the fucking you're the shady Ring of Ice. Ring of
I mean,
Ice
I'm
and
down
only
with
Ring of
that.
Ice.
I will play Ring of Ice on like 8 characters. I don't care. I love that skill so much.
If the spreaded skills cast, be immune to. Oh, I mean, sure, whatever. To cast the spreaded
Yeah, some
skill,
defensive stuff and
whatever.
which I also have a list of supports. I can't wait for
think
to
that's
see what
right.
these like.
New
Oh, yeah,
pack
let's up there,
spirits. Okay, battle pacts. Oh yeah, okay. This is repentance max stack limit.
Yeah, we read these from the.
Ugh. Yeah, okay, but like I'm rereading this now, and I'm like, okay, like because did we see the 6 here? Maybe we did, but this is crazy. Plus 3. This is double. This is
Yeah.
literally double. This is like double damage. What the hell?
It's gonna be fucking filthy.
Yeah, but I mean, you do also need level 6 of this fucking thing. But like,
Hey, look, what the heart wants, the heart gets. You know.
Basic meteor node effect at the completion of trade on raid. Okay, yeah, we saw this. Build related adjustments, attack projectiles, horizontal projectile, maximum flight distance, punch speed no longer affects flight distance. Faster projectiles reach maximum range more quickly. Okay, cool. 200 weapons, less tires, ultimate affix, 200 weapons. Greatly increases slot. New talents that literally get help hunters. Yep. Cool. Erosion on hit mechanics. Deterioration, new negative stats effects. Via only erosion on hits. Deterioration lasts 1 second, deals true damage equal to 6% of the That's a lot. That is a lot of
Yeah.
damage. It's
Yeah.
true damage too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
like it
is
just takes
crazy.
the damage that you were dealing and multiplies it by 1.6 for the shits and giggles of it, I guess.
Yeah, it's like 60% more damage basically. It's crazy.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how
True damage. So true damage is calculated as a fixed percentage of the final damage value of their type. True damage cannot be further modified. Description related to life removal have no guarantees true damage. Okay. In-game help section. Sure. Okay, whatever. Spell list adjustments. On hit? What's the difference? What am I missing?
that is a nerf to ailment spell burst setups like the ice spear, the wilt ice lances, Karino 2. That is directly affected by this.
Nice.
Because that character uses one version of it uses spell burst. Not all versions of it use spell burst, but some of them used it. And those versions, especially like the one from what was it, SS6, when we did it with surging and whatnot, like really relied on the spell burst multipliers, which you just can't benefit from anymore with that change.
Okay.
The aura changes they mentioned we saw earlier.
Suffix and
Damage
rings is
cap.
nice. Main hand weapon damage. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, look at that base effects though.
The toilet fizz is extra. Yeah,
Yeah,
those are good.
fizz is extra. Nerfs to aura effect. There's an ultimate prefix for that's hybrid fizz as the new ultimate prefix for two-handers. That's fucking sweet.
Ooh. Okay.
Hey, wait, what a new base affix for two-handed weapon. Lucky crit.
Wait, where? I didn't see it. Where?
In the base in the base affix, there's just 3 base affixes there. Lucky crit and some and like 150 base or crit rating, or you can get percent gear fizz or flat fizz. Jeez.
Wait, where? I am missing it. My
Wait,
brain.
they were in the gear affix list. What do you mean?
Wait.
So okay,
New
go to
base
the gear
affix?
No, go. So in
Oh,
the
gear fix
affix
adjustments. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just in the long list that they. In the list
Yeah.
there.
Okay. Lucky critical strike. That's crazy.
That's gonna be
Love to
so
see it.
nice.
Necklace, immune take night, sure, whatever. I mean, I'll be honest, don't really give a fuck about defenses. We're not playing TLI for defenses.
No, I mean shit. Deep space might make you change your mind on that.
I mean,
Yeah, deep
I was
space
like,
for the ailments.
I was gonna say Deep Space did just say you are burned in here, so
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
you
No, you
want
do
to
probably
be
want to
immune
take a look at
ailment.
these. You probably do want to take a look at these in game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not an early game problem, but it sure as hell might be a late game problem.
True. Lone Walker, the only random aura selected from. Oh.
Now it's Lone Walker, 4 good auras only. No shit auras.
Yeah, deep pain only.
Oh yeah, baby, let's get it. Give it a deep pain.
A lot less aura effect. A lot less.
Yeah.
But 4 to 5.
The chance to roll it at 4 without having to corrode it is pretty nice, but yeah, otherwise.
Yeah. Eternity.
Oh, Simon Soldier. It's still gonna be really strong.
You
But
take
wow.
out Eternal Rain, max res, plus 10% size. Hey, it's like Headhunter. We're gonna get so big now.
Wow.
Up to
Old
us.
Headhunter. Ah, boo.
Yeah, it has upside. Yeah,
What the heck?
It's actually just like Headhunter.
What the
Reducing
heck,
the amount of
dude?
stacking and increasing
Where's
the
my
time on the
fun?
stacks.
My fun, dude. What the hell?
07 Eternity going up the same way as Headhunter. I mean, it's still really strong, but like,
What the hell?
damn.
dude? My fun. All right.
Legendaries.
Dex helmet.
These were 1 FE last season, so
Yeah. These were an item that were not very appreciated.
they were filtered.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I looked at it and I'm just like, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tech
Anyone
crit
that
change
uses it can
it.
look
Tech
at
crit. I mean, okay, so buff. And crit strike.
Fear-
Get blessing.
Fury Heart got a little bit of love.
Yeah, it's alright. Next. um
Imperial Iron Sentry. This is
this is a big buff.
very so well. It makes you squishier to put it on now, but for doubling your sentry's damage and giving your sentries a
Well,
curse
it's not even
aura,
double, it's more than that because it's plus
Yeah.
50% to 100% additional. So it's a additive to a multiplier.
90
like
to 100.
Yeah, like
So
it's
it's more like 4 times or something.
yeah, like it's a whole lot of damage there, and the curse
And the
aura,
curse. Yeah.
which I don't know if you call the Timid Curse, by the way. That's just the new Ellie destruction, which just is
Mm,
instead of elemental damage, it's just any hit damage it takes. So this is just
yeah.
ah,
Cursed enemies take additional hit damage.
Hell yeah.
this is a beautiful helmet for sentry builds.
Just the values, sure. I guess, sure. Soul Cannon adjustments. Well, that's unfortunate. Honestly, it's not a big change to numbed. Like,
Yeah,
it's kind of
a lot
whatever.
of the numbed stuff in here is like very like light touches.
Mm.
They didn't go too.
Deterioration damage.
It's unfortunate that we can't see the values on the list of uniques that they mentioned, legendaries they
Yeah.
mentioned, because I'm sitting here looking at
Ralph's, Magnus,
Ralph,
Israfel's.
Israfel, yeah, like the
Yeah.
3 gloves, Wind Breath, both of those are in
Undying
this list.
Faith,
Howling Wind is in here.
Beeline Stab. Like, these are actually some big uniques that, like, got brushed
There's
past.
a lot of like
It's like a
high
little
priority
footnote.
items in here that like, oh yeah, by the way, these things are gonna get changed.
Yeah.
You'll find out how later.
Talents. Oh boy. Okay. God of Might. Main talent. Burnout. Replace with Momentum. Which one was Burnout?
Burnout is just really trash. It was so.
Okay.
I've only ever found it used for like 2 things ever, and one of them is Gemma 1.
I mean, I'll be honest. This one's still shit. I don't know.
Oh, this is like not terrible.
Oh, okay. Every 0.5. I mean,
That's 30% more attack damage.
it's like 15% more attack damage, basically. It's basically 15%, like per second.
No.
Or no.
I mean, for like
It's like-
for demolisher setups, that is
Yeah.
pretty much just 30% attack damage.
Yeah.
And it resets when you kill shit, so you just kind of have 30% attack damage up while you're zoning all the time.
Andre mentioned the Boom, Moto, and Gooba went 6 to midnight.
Boom, moto.
It's true.
Warlord sweep with burnout. Oh wait, sweep got replaced with the shit node now. Wait, what?
Yeah,
what
but
is
they reworked it. They reworked
okay,
it.
okay, wait, I scrolled down too low. Brave. All right. When dual wielding, continuous attack damage increased by 20%. Choose when dual wielding, each equip the weapon of a different type gets 6% additional. Sure. I guess. Yeah. Onslaughter, main talent Star will been changed to 1 at low life, deal it or an additional 100% life regeneration after being hit, regenerate 1%. Okay. Sure. Main talents, momentum replaces sweep, sweep for every enemy killed recently. Skill area. This is cool. It's a pretty cool one.
When wielding a two-handed weapon, additional attack damage. When wielding a two-handed weapon. Why not just say plus 20% attack damage and skill area?
I don't know. Whoever made this, I don't know.
My assumption is to make sure that it's only used when wielding a 2-handed weapon, but it probably could have been written more succinctly.
Yeah. Skimmed over it.
I mean, talent burnout has been adjusted. Deals 20% fire damage, severely injuring enemy. Okay.
Yeah,
Deals an additional victories of fire damage. When damaged, gain an additional. Okay.
Yeah, like it's now slightly more reasonable now because
Yeah.
the version of it that it was before, I only use it on Gemma because she just straight up like sets their fire resistance in the first place, so it didn't matter.
Yep. Okay, that's not bad. Breakspan, Gale, fetch speed, damage. Okay, that's just a buff.
Yep.
Nice, love to see it. I guess because probably just lost a little bit of its use, probably.
Yep.
Approach speed, approach damage, increase fight distance. Okay. Projectile damage and proximity. Whatever. On dodge, recover, missing yes. But just do on dodge, recover for percent. It's not terrible. I don't think. Am I missing something?
Depends how much you dodge.
Don't-
Wait, did this get worse or am I missing something? Oh, 4%.
It looks like it got
Oh,
worse.
No. Okay, no, this is 50% missing. This is just 4% total. That's what it is.
Oh, they're both missing.
They're both
Wait, no, they is both missing. Wait, that just got
Yeah, I don't know.
significantly
It looks like it just got
worse.
worse. Yeah. What was the heck? It looks like it just got worse.
Hmm.
Oh.
This wasn't being used that much, was it? Am I missing it?
I'd have to go study the Asia servers to see if they were like taking defensive nodes that I'm not aware of over here.
Yeah, maybe there was a self-damage dodge build or something that was just constantly having max life. Who knows?
Remove linear talent node, chancing in full stag agility busing on. Yeah, I mean, sure, whatever. Effective static if it's change, additional. While stationary every 0.5 seconds, additional 10% damage, up to 40% damage. Sure. They really want people to like stand still and attack.
Mm.
Why are we going with the PoE2 philosophy here? Meaningful combat. This is Torchlight Infinite. Where's there? What do we want meaningful combat for?
I don't even think it's about meaningful combat. I think it's just literally providing like some options for active gameplay.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like, yeah, I do just be walking around my activation mediums going pew, 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 all over the screen and shit. Just, be chilling. So I won't complain. And the only reason I'm sad about this change is actually specifically the fact that static is like was a really, really, really good node for Erica 1 in particular, and now it's just gone. It was so nice in that form. So it's just 35% more attack speed throughout a multi-strike.
When stationary, +6. I mean, sure, whatever. God of War, automatic upgrade, change when using melee skills. We have Fervor, deal an additional 12% fizz. That's pretty good. Wait, that's actually really good. When you have Fervor, additional plus 12% fizz. Sure. Let's share talent, additional 20%. Change it. Who does that additional talent? This was a nerf. But, okay, sure. That is just a trauma nerf, right?
That is just a nerf, yes.
Okay, cool. Because I'm sitting here thinking, again, trauma wasn't that abused last season, was it?
Not that I was aware of.
It seems like some really interesting nerfs. Must be like related to the Asia server or something. Core talent mixture to 99% LE conversion. Okay, this makes sense. They didn't want to make everything like have the erosion scaling. That makes sense. Could you imagine every build like had deterioration scaling now?
That would be potentially a problem.
If there's a deterioration chance. Okay. Initial 30% or damage, additional minus 10% to the rest. I mean, sure, I guess. That's, I mean, just changing the power, I guess. Losing a little bit of damage for. I mean, it looks like an overall buff to me.
Yeah,
You weren't able to
5% less
mitigate.
damage for gaining 5%.
Yeah, 5% all res is like fine, I think. Talent, I mean, sure. There's my max focus, agility. Sure, okay. I'll be honest. Ooh, Warlock. Difference. +2 to +1 all skill, 10% menace. Finally, this got changed. This was like so strong.
The difference was so strong. Twisted Belief got nerfed, which is kind of unfortunate, but not surprising at all. They also just added that level back onto the tree. Like in Shadow Master, but they took it away from there.
Yeah.
There was a small change to Beyond Cure. There was something else I saw that was like, where is it at? Where is it at? Oh no, that's all of them that I cared about in here. A lot of the rest of this, there was a lot of.
Oh boy, skill adjustments. Remember when PoE1 used to do this? Okay.
Surprisingly, it's not as bad as you would think. A lot of this is just small buffs of things that needed it. You know, they mentioned Lightning Storm, they mentioned Hemorrhage of Ash. Double Thrust got a really nice trauma buff. March Rate of Arrows no longer turbo sucks. It just might mediocrely suck.
Mind control minus 30% move speed.
Yep,
All
save for
channel
whirlwind.
skills.
Yeah. It's just the ones that you can move during. It's
Wait,
like,
all channeling skills?
The one
Whirlwind, mind control, and there's a bow one as well somewhere, isn't there?
yeah, split shot rapid advance got hit with it as well.
What about
it's really sad.
Okay, so any channeling skills where you could move during it, essentially.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Oh, yeah, auto channel.
They also fucking hit Yuga's double clone node with it. Just if you could turn your character into an auto bomber, lose some movement speed. Okay, side note.
But 30% isn't that bad, to be honest.
Yeah, it's gonna feel really, really bad early.
It can feel bad to get on most. It'll be whatever. I mean, most of the time, movement speed doesn't matter on most builds. It's just resetting your fucking movement skill or using a movement skill anyway that gives you all your speed.
Well,
use blurry
anyway. What is it for MC in particular?
For MC, yeah. I mean, like I'm talking about the Yuga, specifically for Yuga. I don't think it's that bad. And not Yuga 2. I mean Yuga 1. Hunting Abomination, LA Destruction, renamed it Timid. Why? Sure. Oh, because it's all over LE based damage. Sure, whatever. Sure.
Movement skill adjustments, which all three of these are now consistent with like the good movement skills.
Yeah,
which is very interesting.
Centralized loading has a really small cooldown, and it moves. That's actually changed from 4 meters to 7 meters or whatever.
Yeah,
so that was a pretty huge buff to centralized loading.
Big.
Minus 70% maximum additional hit damage again. Am I missing something for the Magus stuff?
So that's just the maximum that you can reduce it by.
Yeah.
Probably up to a maximum of minus 70%.
Okay. Yep. And only gets hardened on hit when using the skill chance again. Okay, that's a good buff, honestly.
Yeah, it just literally means that you can use hardened without
hitting something.
You just put it on a minion and you've got hardened all the time.
Easy. Let's see. Some aura support nurse, not surprised at all. Wind barrier getting nerfed, also not surprising at all. This support was ridiculous. I remember when I found out that the Rahan characters were just getting giga damage avoidance for existing. I was like, oh, I see. That must be nice. They nerfed the movement speed on the switch shot, but they also gave it a ton of damage. Like maybe Void will actually be able to get this skill to do something this season. I'm sure of it. And I'm sure it won't cost him tens of thousands of FE to get rolling this time.
This rapid advance got really buffed. I mean, except for the movement speed, but like rapid advance was already stupid strong. So I'm really confused as to why it got like this big of a buff.
It had massive scaling issues. Like it took so much currency to get Yeah, like you just gotta like watch. If you wanted to know, you just like. Well, I was gonna say you just watch Void, but this season it might actually be hard on. But like watching him the last 2 seasons, trying to make split shot work, and it's like he gets it functional. It's just tens of thousands of FE out the window doing so. At least like to get it to like a good level, anyways.
Numb. Oh, here we go. Please tell me Numb is just like dead. This skill is stupid. Maybe 2%. Oh, that's it.
I mean,
it goes from 2 to 3.
50%.
So it's 50% worse, but
yeah, that's pretty notably worse. And then Tremble also got nerfed.
Yeah, but like this needed to happen. So
yeah, it needed to happen.
It's a good thing I wasn't playing this at the end of the season. On hit, take saves. Okay, sure. It's buff. Wicked. Okay, this shit needs to. Yeah, okay. That needs to happen. Oh my god, hero trader. Oh my god. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Don't worry, it's okay.
My throat is dying. Does someone else want to start reading?
Yeah, I got you.
How far down are we?
We're halfway
we're
down.
We're like a little over halfway through the page. It's like so. Here's an adjustments. I mean, granted, how much of these things do I know a whole lot about? Maybe not that much, to be honest. Like, for example, this is Rahan 2. Who the fuck put Dawkins? People, who the fuck plays Rahan 2? Nah, I know Rahan 2 like ended up popping off late season. Like, it was not what people were playing at first, and then everybody kind of realized. So these changes are, I mean, now you just have negative movement speed, starting at 45, because this is when you become like the totem-ish thing where you like run around with like you on your head, on your shoulders doing the damage. So penalty there. There's
I mean, I think at level 45 you're in the campaign. I think that like taking damage thing is really annoying.
Yep.
Like that is crazy annoying in the campaign.
Yeah,
like,
you
taking
take damage
5% of your life. Well, I guess it's current life, but like still,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
I mean, you could get some pretty good. You could get pretty good leash early on though to like
Yeah.
counteract this.
That's
Yeah,
so
you
annoying.
you will take a good amount of damage early, and also you'll lose movement speed. They gave us that, but now we also have a choice at the 45, which is because so that one is the current 45, which provides you with 20% more damage as well during that state. And also you're disarmed, which if I remember correctly, disarmed is the thing where you literally can't attack while your seething experience is up. Whereas if you use the other node, instead of those negatives up top, you just you still get to attack, and the spirit will only hit when you hit. According to this here, it's like when you're using a melee main skill and Berserk is active, like your thing will also attack with you, and so like you can attack to make it attack. And that's like what this version is. So one of them turns you to like a auto bomber type, like a I don't even know how to describe. Like it's like because Seething Silhouette Spirit is like a fucking Mirage Archer but for melee skills, right? So it's like
Yeah. If anyone wants to know what it
That's-
looks like, you can go check out my Zero to Hero or whatever I call it. You can check that out. You know,
yeah.
plug it. Even I did not finish that series. This
This
season,
is a generally good. It's one nerf. The Furious Onslaught is a buff slash is an option,
yeah.
and then Rage Infusion is buffed. It just gives you more rage generation on the node.
Yep.
That's it.
Rosa.
It's a solid buff there. Rosa, a whole lot of changes. From what if I remember, I read these earlier, and the Rosa changes amount to yes, she's playable. Surely she does damage. There's this weird thing in here. They talk about this no guard state that effect that I don't think is very well clarified anywhere in here, and that's like the thing that I spent the most time trying to think about is like what is this no guard effect that you're increasing in her desperation trait, which is like towards the bottom of her changes, because everything else in here is pretty much just numbers increases to the things that she already did, and then they gave divine intervention in place of improvisation because improvisation sucks. And divine intervention is actually just notably better, but I'm a pretty big fan of desperation, mostly because it makes the circle move.
Yeah.
Anything that makes the circle move is pretty good. I'm interested to see, like, yeah, Rosa should be fine. Ranger of Glory, this is the shortest patch note in here. Beautiful. Next. Bing. So I watched Inexhaustible Barrage got another nerf, by the way, this patch. I don't know if you guys saw that. It was like 30% nerf or something like that. And so on top of that, they did actually free up something like more. He does a little bit more sentry damage. I think this is a little bit more like scaling on dangerous runaway. Then they think they touched his. Let me see if Blast Rush nerf is a buff runner. I wouldn't be not gonna lie, I wouldn't be surprised if somehow they managed to nerf Big again, even though I'm pretty sure he actually needs buffs from what I remember hearing last about him. Blast Rush. No longer increases bomb damage additionally, but it does even more damage. Okay, so this is a buff only if there's nothing nearby when you throw the bombs. And radiation effect gets a new effect. Additional damage for prod speed up to 35. This is a buff. Overall, this is a buff. To Bing. Fia. This is a lot of reading. A translation. this is a lot of buff for Thea 1, which is not what I expected to see when I heard that Thea 3 was coming out. I was like, they're gonna release Thea 3 and they're just gonna leave Thea 1 and 2 in the nearby gutter to remind us that we should be playing Thea 3 instead. Instead, no, they gave us Thea 1 buffs. Blessings now, she will only consume her focus blessings. This is huge because she does not generate the other blessings nearly as well as she generates focus blessings. So God bless. Also, the items that she synergizes with just prefer to generate focus blessings. They redistributed a lot of her buffs that basically just say, yeah, go crazy with damage. The damage numbers come up to be more. The most important thing, the other thing that's worth noting in here is Pharaoh Prophecy is now actually useful. Pharaoh Prophecy is the node that used to give you quadruple damage chance when you dealt double damage. And now this just gives you double damage that then overflows into quadruple damage chance. So it's actually useful now when you click this, as opposed to looking between your 275s and going, guys,
Yeah.
what do I click here? That actually does something for you now. And then Thea 2. These are really nice buffs to the build that wants to play inside of the Divine Realm. There's some small buffs to playing outside of the Divine Realm in here as well, but this is mostly buffs to playing in the Divine Realm. Making the,
I don't know like
the
anything about Thea 2. So
Thea 2 has like a circle.
got no idea either.
Thea 2 like has like a circle, kind of like Rosa, or kind of like really Gemma 3 is the prototype for all this in my head at this point. Gemma 3 has like her circle, right? Thea 2 has her circle. In her circle, all of her agility blessings become tenacity, and vice versa if she's outside of it. And these are just buffs to make playing inside the circle like more feasible for the most part. With a small set of buffs to outside of the circle, but this is mostly buffing playing in the circle, including giving it the ability to have the realm chase you at 75, because that was a thing that definitely needed to happen. Erica 1 changes. This is going to be a buff at some point in your character investment, but it will feel like shit until you get there. Losing the multi-strike chance sucks on her base trait, is what it is. But her 45-2 got buffed again because they keep struggling to figure out how to make her 45-2 competitive with a 45-1. Now it gives you a free additional link, which is good enough. I still think it might be worse than interest, because interest, if you guys aren't aware, is the scales your attack damage based off of movement speed. I still think they're going to. I still don't think this is strong enough to compete with that, but it's attempting, at least. Question mark. I don't know. The rest of this is some weird multi-strike number math that looks like it will eventually become better. It's overall probably it's a net nerf to her overall, especially in the earlier stages of her progression, which kind of sucks because her early game was not all that insane. It was pretty heavily carried by Thunder Spike being Thunder Spike, but is what it is. Lightning Shadow, small numerical nerfs to numb effect. That's it. Which actually has a higher ceiling. Like, she got most of her nerfs in the form of the T-Spike nerfs that happened. Yuga 1, you are now slower if you play with your 2 clones, and you do less damage. Cope. You're playing Yuga 1. You're still going to be broken. It is what it is. And I'm out of mana. I actually got massively buffed comparatively. That damage bonus used to only there's like a fat damage bonus, something like 30 or 50% that used to only apply to your clone, and you only have one clone. Okay, here we go. It was a fit at level 1 on the trait. It was a 50% damage bonus for just your clone that you could never get access to yourself. Being able to get that for yourself as well is pretty meaningful. So I imagine this will actually also end up mattering for Yuga 1. Yuga 2, this is just a lot more damage. They're just trying to give Yuga 2 a way to like actually hang out. I don't understand the Moto change because I don't play that character.
Does the Moto player want to take over?
Yeah, so Fuel War with War was attempts to trigger. That's a free perpetual motion. Minus 30% movement speed. Who cares? You're going to blink around everywhere anyway. The base trait removal from the 0.02 self-destruct damage every 1 max life. That basically changed to plus 20%, which equals if your minions had 10,000 max life, which is pretty rare early on, especially since you get this just before you hit live, so you can actually use your base trait to get through the campaign. So previously you would just never touch it until you got to maps because it was absolute dog shit. Whereas now, when you are getting to bosses in the campaign and stuff, you hit F and it actually feels impactful because you're gaining that additional 20% self-destruct damage.
Cool.
The 0.2 second cooldown one, that is the level 90 skill or whatever, so you're not going to have that early. And it's interesting because you always chose the other talent node. Now you can choose this one early. The other one is the attack speed, movement speed as applied to minions. This is like an early one until you get a perpetual motion or something like that, and then you can use the other one as well.
Cool.
So it's a lot better early. And no one ever chose the mechanical parts pickup radius, so they removed it and added skill area, which is all pretty sweet changes for Boom Moto. Overall, very playable early on.
Nice. Iris 1 just looks like a buff. +1 Max Magus looks like a buff to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a buff.
Iris 2
Absolutely a
slight
buff.
nerf. Actually,
Very reasonable.
yeah. Okay, Kismet's great.
Whole lot of Kismets, which there's these adjusted strength ones are nerfs to the strong ones like Three-Eyed Cat and Hatch Out, and buffs to the ones that were not that strong like Hunter. And I believe they also buffed, they buffed Hunter's Hand as well. It's literally just, if it was good, we nerfed it. If it was bad, we buffed it.
Cool.
At least in this list in particular. Then a whole lot of additional destinies that were added.
Whole lot. Cool.
A lot you never have drop, so that's cool.
Very cool. Autocast related adjustments. Burst activation.
Important things here. This burst activation change hurts my soul. Just minus 40% movement speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is brutal, is what it is. Track had its range reduced as well as its amount of targets and its range of targeting reduced. Its rhythm had its damage buffed or damage nerfed. Instruction had its range nerfed.
Every 0.3
Gameplay drop. Turn profound. The latest affix of a resonance will be randomly chosen from a new pool of negatives. Familiar elements in there. Okay. Displays entry deep space more widely. Gameplay negatives. Drops. Honestly, I'm very much glossing over this because granted, I've already read all these. I can kind of just save you the effort of trying to figure out what's actually important in here. Drops. The main thing in here, they are nerfing the drop rate of fluorescent memories. Which the justification they give is actually very interesting because I was just having a discussion about like something in PoE 2 very similar to this, where like sometimes you forget that like the increased drop rate of one thing comes at the cost of something else. Usually, like it's not like items are just magically fabricated.
Both can't drop at the same time.
Yeah. And so memories be dropping very good, lots of lost memory cards, but then you aren't dropping any matchless embers, and then you realize that you need to go buy embers to actually cut your gear with. And so they had adjusting fluorescent memory drops. There's a couple other fluorescent memory changes like down below that are relevant, but the other things up here, Corner of Divinity and Transcendent wedges are going to be buffed in their drop rate. And if I understand this Divinity slate line correctly, it'll also mean that Cube might actually be worth touching in Time Mark 7s finally, because you'll actually get legendary core talents, like legendary talents on them now, as opposed
in the
to
medium slot. And you'll be able to get Desire Core records from the Cube of Rapacity.
Oh yeah, it's huge. So yeah, Cube in T7 actually worthwhile. Which this is gonna be really relevant for the next thing I'm about to mention. This we kind of glossed over this when Andre said it in the video. We thought they mentioned that like the curve between Time Mark 8 and Profound is hard. Yeah, so the solution is to buff how tanky Time Mark 8 is. And I don't disagree with this, right? I think that they got the right idea, like making Time Mark 8 harder
Mhm.
because
Well, before you
like-
do 7-2, and you'd be like, oh, I'm doing 7-2. I may as well do 8-0 because there's no difference in
yeah.
difficulty.
So
Like now it's 100% more life. So at least
It
there is
also,
some
like-
change.
it'll also put 8s much like it'll also make it so that when you progress
They're
through
closer to
8s, you will
profound.
feel So I agree with the change, but it does mean that you do need things like maybe getting actual slates in T7s, which I think is a good thing. There's also like they mentioned the fates at activation mediums and supports and whatnot in maps. So I won't cover that too much. That was, in the video, as well as the stuff with the plane watcher stuff and whatnot. Next up, compasses. They talk about the compasses in the video. We kind of already talked about that. Which cube is made faster. We love this. We love this. We love this.
Mm.
Also, cube now actually can drop the divinity packs itself as opposed to the cards that were given.
Oh, that's the other one. Yeah.
Pack,
Yep.
which is really nice. Eterna no longer has a reward tile type for ultimate legendary gear. Small nerf to Eterna. I have no idea how frequently that came up. Maybe that's a big deal. Someone who farms a lot more. I don't have the night at 6, so I haven't really been in there to feel like that. Maybe it goes crazy. Nightmare nerfs. No surprises. There's a couple.
Where?
Yeah, the small nerfs.
Yeah.
They buffed the drop rate of Dream Talking, nerfed the drop rate of other things besides Dream Talking and Nightmare, further nerfed the drop rate of slates from cubes. Not surprising. Those things dropped way too many slates.
Yeah, that was too many.
And Sweet Dream Lightning got nerfed again.
Yep.
Just small little stuff. Like nothing like I don't think it's going to kill Nightmare at all. It shouldn't. It's just adjusting its power level because a couple of these changes were just making sure that the mechanics are better at their designated task and worse at being generic.
I misread that bottom one. 40% additional to 20% additional.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Which
pretty
is
big now.
unfortunate. There's a clockwork buff. They mentioned the Destiny stuff in the video. Oh, here's the other line of setup for us memory stuff, which is removing a set of terrible Fluster memories outside of like I think it's Divine Oath is the good one in there, but like otherwise like
I got rid of Forbidden Prophecy. That's a Gamba.
Yeah, no more Gamba.
Where's my
card.
Gamba videos gone?
Port and Moon got buffed to only need 3. Which they recently did this to another card, and that's what they did to Lost Memories last season. So keep your eyes peeled for Ultimate Embers galore potentially. Depends on the drop rate, right? And terrible price. This is a change to make sure that that card doesn't get screwed over by the addition of new fossils into the game.
No, so that's typo. So a terrible price is collect 3 cards to exchange for 5 to 10 random fossils. I wasn't aware that
so it's backwards.
Truth fossils existed. So yeah.
Okay.
That will be random fossils.
Oh, great. So it's just going to suck. Noted.
Yeah.
That's going to be painful.
So it's not just always sacred. Because when I was translating that, I didn't realize that truth fossils existed. So I'm just like, oh, why does it say random? Fucking remove that. Anyway.
Because it used to be, it says random right now. And now it actually means random because there's a second thing in there. Yeah. Let's see. Other stuff in here, they talked about a lot about the stat stuff. There's a handful of these that are the fact that this category is labeled quality of life. When I first read through it, I was like, oh, it's cool, neat. And then I was reading through it and I was like, oh, there's some stuff in here that's worth looking at. So, of note, right? There are some good quality of life things, including like the compass window that they showed in the showcase. Really nice. This is also how I found out about the star shards thing. I was like, oh, are the ailment stages. The probes, which these are really cool. There's like another type of juice for Time R8 and up mapping.
In addition to compasses.
Cool. Yeah, like probes and compasses. Huge fan. Mission secret rare thing here. Animation speed of the cube. I can't wait for that. We need that. There's divinity packs can be shattered or dismantled into pack fragments, which is interesting because it'll create like a small like price floor on them potentially. And otherwise, the rest of what's in here. Oh, and I guess if anybody cares, the first time bonus for the first top up reward bonus will be reset.
It's always reset every season.
Yeah. In case anyone was thinking like, oh, am I going to get this fight more efficiently? Yes, you will.
Update rewards for top up.
The top
Yeah,
first
you
top
get like
reward is when
the
you
100% bonus.
yeah. If you swipe for Primos directly, you just get double.
Yeah.
No. Update rewards are top up milestones.
Oh,
So you know
yeah,
those milestones when you swipe? Like
Yeah,
you hit, you buy a
the
certain
mileage
amount.
shop.
Yeah,
I've only ever had the first one that you get for free.
yeah. I wonder what the hell's changed. Really. I am not advocating for you guys to spend money. I mean, I'm not saying don't
Yeah,
spend money on the game. I want to point out, I'm not saying don't spend money on the game, but I'm not advocating
Yeah.
for you guys to just start swiping. Like, if
yeah,
you already are part of that lifestyle, cool. This is a buff to you guys. Maybe it's a nerf. I don't see why they nerf that. But
my imagination when I see updated mileage shop is just you get to get more stuff out of the mileage shop now that you didn't have before. So buff probably.
Unclaimed advanced rewards pass. Okay, words.
I like the
Yeah.
changes to the trade house. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trade House is so nice for listing stuff.
Big fan of them making that more comfortable. I'm gonna appreciate that so much after having played fucking PoE 2 and PoE 1 recently, being reminded that I had to like interrupt what I was doing to sell my items and then beg and plead with someone random on the internet to like finally trade me their item. Oh, it's gonna be so nice being able to escape that. Oh my god.
Just remember to bind your trade house hotkey to anything so you can sell stuff in maps.
Yep. That's a
Yeah.
good feature.
That's the big one that I didn't realize until I was watching Coffee last season. I'm like, how did you just open the trade house in a map? I'm like,
Oh
it's like,
yeah.
you just bind it. I'm like, oh shit.
Cool.
I've only
Yeah.
been playing this since season 2. Didn't realize.
Yeah.
Just slap the I think I have mine down to like and I'm just like boom.
Yeah.
Buy something real quick. List this thing real quick.
Yeah,
All right.
pretty
Let's see.
nice.
Do we have any extra thoughts we want to add in before we
Not that I can think of, honestly. I think that very much just wrapped up the generic what we were going to talk about today. Also was a 2-hour and 10-minute stream.
perfect.
So I
Hope
think
my
we
kids haven't
we're
thrown all
nailed
over
it.
the walls.
My video editor will love this being imported.
Mm.
If it doesn't crash when I try importing the file.
Everybody say hi to Future Rat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Just upload it raw.
It's an exciting
right.
season upcoming. I'm really
Upload it
hoping
raw.
that I'm really hoping that because they're the second ARPG to do Settlers League, they'll have figured it out. Which, by the way, I realized I didn't explain this earlier when we made the joke. Those of you who don't play PoE 1 season this league was literally a similar idea.
Yeah.
But it was
where
worse.
You
This concept looks so much
download it.
better.
Yeah, the concept looks better. If nothing else, the flow looks like he even said it in the video. It was like, yeah, we figured the best way to get the materials would just be like
Killing
if you killed things. And I'm like, perfect. Because I'm not
You
trying
don't
to
have to click on the gold. It's just automatically looted when you kill the rares and the magic monsters. Bosses drop more gold. It's automatically picked up. So you don't have to click on all this shit, which is great.
How excited are we?
The flow, hoping the flow looks good. New
Boom's
Thea
back, so
Boom is back.
It's a good time to be a Torchlight fan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Should be fun.
Well, we'll see you guys next episode, next stream. See you guys.
Cheers. Thanks for coming.